Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm getting married to the girl I hate, episode number 12, and I think this is the final episode of this season or show. I'm not sure. There is a possibility this might actually be the final episode of the show in itself. So let's see. So basically in the previous episode, like Saito had to leave for a while to go to like a family meeting. There we met that lady. I forgot her name. Like who's like his grandfather's cousin, and who's like the person who's like behind the whole like company, who keeps everything together. That part, that person. Um, anyways, other than that, Akane was at first like I'm fine, but then later on she gets starts getting scared. She calls in him and he has a little bit of a little cooking session, and then at night when she was afraid, Saito decides to come back, and like a nice little moment. Yeah, so that's where it kind of ended. So let's see what happens today. Let us begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync into whichever is your preference, and let's get started. Okay, here's the countdown. Three, two, one, go. Right. Okay. Hmm. Oh, it's literally the name of the show. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. Damn. Oh Lord. Who? Oh, that's Himari. Yeah. She's the. Oh boy. Yeah. Oh yeah. The his past. Ooh. Yeah, he has memory. His memory is what? Damn. Yeah, he doesn't remember that it was her. Or maybe there's something else that happened. Okay. Hmm? There you go. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Okay. And yeah, she remembered. He's like the same, just but it's funny him with his memory. He just forgot about. Good God. No, he remembered, but it's just he can recall it at least a little bit. It is weird. He remembers about everything. About what? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Bro, mind your business. Right. Damn. Why is she why is she just sitting here? Oh, did them did they plan to meet or something? Wasn't it going out to get groceries or something? Okay, never mind. Right, she was just sitting there. Hmm. Oh, her familial situation. I think. Yeah. Stepmother. Right. Hmm. 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 She's like, bruh, make up your mind. Hmm. Oh my god, wait, what? Wait, I wasn't expecting this. The what? Right. Oh my god. All right. Oh my god. Not her. What? Okay, you need to stop. Yeah, Detective Conan. Oh my god, the person is here. Great. Yeah, great. There we go. Oh my god, stop. Yeah. This, what's happening here? Oh, all right. No, no, right. Oh, wait, did someone snap a picture or something? Oh, who was there? What's going on? What the hell is. Right, right. Hmm. What is that? Food? Yeah, food. Oh. Hmm. Well, finally. Hmm. Oh, he might. Yeah, they were sitting on that bench. Mm. Yeah, you're still not. Yeah, I was gonna say she's still not going to the crux of the problem. Okay, so she knows that they're married. I guess I kind of told her. Yeah, there you go. Damn. Um, yeah, about that. Like the thing is, all right, right. This is all right. Oh boy, she should have just told Saito that she like that everything would have been okay. Damn. I have good grades. That's where this is going. Oh, well, it's pretty damn obvious. Yeah. Yeah, she said like both of us are the same situation. Like her family situation and Saito's. Mm. Mm. No, I guess she's saying like I just wanted you to realize now I can. Yeah. Mm. Um. Right. Okay, I was thinking today's episode was going to be the end or something. So I guess they're kind of keeping it open ended. So maybe like, whoa, yeah. I was expecting they were going to like reveal it to Saito today that she's the same girl. Okay, I guess not. Temperature. Hmm. Right. I'm mad. Oh, but yeah. Probably when he was sleeping or something. Yeah. What? Okay. Yeah. Oh, there she is. Yeah. She says face. Right. Mm. Damn. Yeah. Well, okay, okay. This ended in a weird way. Like, is this? Is the manga continuing? Actually have no idea. Like, why I'm saying it and ended in a weird way. Like, I was gonna say they either do it in like one way or the other. Either they keep it in such a way that there's like a season two possibility, or they just completely like complete the story and that's it. I was expecting them to complete the story today and be like, oh, Saito gets to know that she's that girl and all that, something like that. I was thinking, But they didn't do that, so that means the story isn't really complete. But at the same time, today's episode felt like actually the end, like as if there won't be anything after this. That's the feeling that I got, because usually, whenever animes end and there's a possibility of a second season, it ends in a different way. You know, like I don't know how to explain it, but it ends in a certain way that gives the vibe of like, oh yeah, we'll get another season. Watching this episode, I don't get that feeling. I don't think it will ever have a season again. This is it. But then they didn't really resolve anything. So I'm guessing the manga is still continuing, and they decided to just do one episode like this. Because obviously, first and foremost, the adaptation was not good at all. Like, like the story in itself is quite good. Like I said, I read the manga, and they skipped a lot of stuff as far as I heard from other people. Because obviously I didn't go up until that point to understand whether they skipped stuff or not. So I actually didn't realize what was going on, and like I was told that, oh, it's actually skipped stuff. Then in the previous episode, or the episode before that, the whole skipping, I felt like it was extremely blatant, because they literally just like didn't explain the whole Himari and Saito situation. Just, and it was like weirdly, like the whole section was cut. It seemed like a lot of section, it seemed like they just took out. So I don't know. It always felt extremely weird like that. Then the way they kind of ended is also weird. It's just like nothing really got resolved. Like what the hell just happened? The way it started, it still is that like that in the end, except a few other changes. Is basically Himari now trying to like get Saito or something, while Akane kind of had her conversation. That was the only thing that happened. I guess you could say the changes, the drastic changes that happened throughout these episodes were: number one, Akane is a little bit more honest with Saito. That's number one. Number two, is that Himari and Akane are a lot more freer with each other. They actually know that they like the same person. That whole thing, and that is it. What other thing happened in this season? Nothing. Like, it just feels weird. It feels like they started this season, and they obviously had like not enough budget, cut a lot of stuff, just rushed it throughout the whole thing, and just ended in a weird way, in such a way that it seems like it's the end, but obviously it's not the end. Like that kind of thing. Either way, yeah, the adaptation was not good at all. I really didn't like the adaptation. Um, Other than that, everything else was okay, I guess. Yeah. Now, okay, I feel like I'll just go and read the manga after this, because it's just way better than this whatever the hell they tried to do here. Um, God damn it! I was expecting it to like get a, but yeah, I guess budget restraints or whatever. You know, like I just wish for a day when studios stop doing this. Like not studio. It's not really the studio's fault. Like you cannot really blame the studio. The studio's just animating it. They're given direction from whatever people in the top. I don't know who they are. The people who are like the, I don't know, like who are in charge of the whole adaptation. They get direction from them and the budget from them, so the studio just has to do according to what they're given and provided. So you can't really blame the studio here. But the main problem is that the people who, like, I just hope one day in the future they stop this nonsense of just to get a quick, money out of it. Just adapt an anime just sloppily and extremely badly. It's just like it's gotten a lot lesser nowadays. Like I do know, like, oh my god, back in the days I was in I was I started watching animes when in the days of when they used anime as an advertisement for reading a light novel and manga. They still do it nowadays, you know, but it was blatant back then, back like 10 years ago or something, where anime was just a medium to like, oh, here you go, one season. There you go. That's it. All you after, if you want to know more, go read the manga or the light novel. That was basically what anime was, an advertisement medium. Very rarely we used to get animes like Naruto and other stuff, which actually just were proper shows, like properly showed everything. Nowadays that has gone away completely because anime has become a good medium, like a proper medium, popular enough medium to be a medium in itself, not just an advertisement medium. So that's very good. But they still do this whole thing of just sloppily just going through as like a show just to, like, I don't know, like get a good money out of it and then just abandon it. And I do hope in the future this stops, because this is just so bad. And like, I just don't know, man. Like, this show, however, I would say one thing: the animation was actually pretty damn good. Compared to a lot of other shows which just skip stuff and do other things, the animation was actually pretty, like, consistent throughout. I have to give props for that. Other than that, they just rushed through it. It seemed like, and the ending episode as well. It felt like they kept it in such an inconclusive way, but it also doesn't seem they're going to have like a second season. You know what? Let me just check. Let me just check if there has been any. I doubt there has been any announcement, um, because there is a certain way animes end when there's a possibility of a second season. This definitely wasn't that. No, there, nah, nothing. Anyways, overall impression: the story in itself is quite good. If you actually like liked something about this anime, if you have not read the manga, I'd tell you to rather go to read the manga, or like the light novel or something. If you read light novels, I'd go say do that, because the anime is definitely not, nah, it wasn't good. The anime wasn't good at all. And I feel like, I would have changed my mind if they actually did something in the end, like they actually revealed that, oh, she was the person. But they just like left us in a cliffhanger, and they were like, oh, this is going to continue, and who knows when she's going to reveal it. It basically became like that. Like, obviously I do understand why, because I'm assuming the manga and the light novel are probably still ongoing, and they still haven't revealed that whole thing. But the way they ended it was extremely weird. Like, it seemed like it was the end, but at the same time it wasn't the end. So what the hell is this? Anyways, so that's what I think about this show. The story in itself is quite good. That's why I basically started watching it. Otherwise I probably wouldn't have watched this. But other than that, it was just, like, that adaptation was not good at all. Like, it's just, yeah. Either way, yeah, at least we, I guess, got something out of it at the end. Like, Akane and Himari did have their conversation, and they instead of just tiptoeing around the whole situation, they just frankly talk to each other. Good God, I was like convinced they were going to reveal it in today's episode. Like, Akane is going to confess to Saito or something, and she was going to reveal that, oh, I was that person. Nope, nothing like that. Right. So now another thing I want to talk about in today's episode is Himari. So Himari's situation is a bit tricky, you would say. Like, obviously I can understand people would probably, like, majority of the people would probably be like, oh, she's obviously, like, she's a, we don't like her, she's a bad character and all that. And yeah, that is true. She did, like, do a lot of things which were, I was like, well, what the hell is she even doing? Like, you know about your friend, and like, what? If you actually know the fact that, but then, thinking about it, thinking about the situation on in her shoes, I would say that she did, as she was explaining, she did, like, tiptoe around the whole situation herself, because she didn't want to take unfair advantage, as she said. Like, if you remember, which is true. If you think about it, if Himari actually wanted, she could have easily confessed to Saito, and yeah, Saito would probably just reject her or something. But she could try to keep, like, like properly pursuing the relationship. Why did she keep quiet about it? She's not that type of person. you know she's the type of person who's very clear about stuff. you know and she kind of explains it is because she realized that Akane likes him. She didn't want to have an unfair advantage like that, because she's her friend. And she realized that if I, actually genuinely try to get together with Saito, and this actually happens, my relationship with Akane will be in tatters. Because, so because she wanted both, because she wanted her best friend to stay as her best friend and wanted to get Saito as well, she kept tiptoeing around it up until the point that Saito, like, something changed, and that change came with, obviously, as we know, like, Akane literally getting married to Saito. So I could understand her frustration, as she said. She was like, basically like, what the hell? I was tiptoeing around the situation because I didn't want to get an unfair advantage from you, but you then ended up getting married with him. without even like, like, what the hell is that? Like, I can, if you think about it like that, I can understand her frustration, you know, but then just talk to each other, man. Like, this is the thing, like, like, if they had this conversation before, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like Akane probably would have denied it. Yeah, you know what, it's just cannot really say, like, anything. Like, Akane would have just denied it, and nothing would have happened, I guess. Yeah, that's also a point. But anyways, it's just, yeah, like, looking at the situation, obviously, like, what she did was obviously not good, but at the same time, like I said, just put on Himari's shoes and think about it. Like, like, she waited for her friend to realize, and then she ended up realizing that, wait a minute, the person I was waiting for to realize her feelings, and then we could properly have a, like, a thing, she just ended up getting married to him. Like, then why was I tiptoeing around the whole situation? Like, for what? Like, just like Akane liked him, I also liked him, but I had the, like, I decided voluntarily to not pursue it properly because of my best friend, and now my best friend is the one who just ended up getting married. So I can understand her frustration. It makes sense, kind of. Yeah, but still, I don't know. It's just a bit weird the way this whole episode ended up playing out. Like, her just suddenly kissing him, and just someone suddenly snapping picture of it. Like, it seemed like they just did stuff for the sake of it. Like, this episode just, it happened for the sake of it. Like, oh, they wanted to create a drama, so they just put these two characters in a situation, and suddenly, like, did this, and then had someone to snap the picture of it. I don't know, I feel like there could have been way better way of, like, going through this whole whatever drama they were trying to create. Instead of like this, there could have been a better way to do this. I don't know. This just felt like they just put in stuff randomly just for the sake of it, so that they can continue with the drama. You know, like, that is the thing. Like, good drama is a, drama where stuff happens and it feels natural. This was unnatural. It cannot just, just cannot think about this whole situation. She was sitting there, and she suddenly, like, like, kissed Saito, and then someone out of nowhere suddenly ended up taking picture of that exact moment. How? Who did that? You think so? So what the hell? Someone was already had their phones out and was ready like this, ready to snap a picture whenever she would do. Makes no sense. That's why I'm saying this seems like drama just for the sake of it. Like, they just put in this random whole thing. Just, yeah. So it's unnatural. This drama is unnatural, and that is what, like, differentiates a good drama from a bad drama. Bad drama is a drama where they just throw stuff into it just for the sake of it, just to create a complete mess, so that the drama can, proceed. Good drama is when everything feels natural. You might feel like, okay, yeah, this might have happened, this could have happened. That's what you feel about a good drama. Yeah, this felt extremely rushed, I feel like, in the end. Now, I'm not sure if this is exactly how it happens in the manga or not, and or if the anime took some liberties and just changed stuff. Again, I have no idea. I'll have to read the manga for it, and I'll probably do that because, like I said, yeah, I think they've probably given up on the show. Like, that's it. This is it. There won't be any more seasons. If you want to know the story, just go and read the manga, and I'd probably do that. Anyways, so yeah, I have to say I was disappointed by this ending. Like, I genuinely wasn't happy. Like, it just, like, this ending became more about Himari and Akane than about Akane and Saito, and I don't know. I don't know how to feel about it because this show is about these two. Like, instead of fixing the situation between these two, the ending showed it in a way where they fixed the situation between Akane and Himari, and Saito was like just the bystander there, like, just standing there. So that's the thing, and that's what it felt like. And also, like I said, if it seemed like they're going to do another season, it would have been fine. But it seemed like that this is it, ending. This is the ending, actually, and the ending became more about the fact that this was, Himari and Akane's conversation instead of Saito and Akane, which was the main point of the show. Instead of focusing on that, we just focused on this and then just ended it. So yeah, it feels unnatural multiple ways in today's episode. You know, Yeah, so I don't know, I just cannot be happy about this episode. Like, if the drama felt forced, number one. Number two, they just like concluded the whole situation with, kind of fixed the situation between Akane and Himari. They could have easily done this in episode, some other episode, and did something else with this episode. Maybe make 13 episodes instead of 12 episodes, and did this today, and then the next episode did something else that is solely focused on Akane and Himari. Like, I'm not telling you to end the show, just do it in a different way. You know, this just felt, I don't know, like I was expecting something, I didn't get it. Basically, that's what it feels like. And I have watched a lot of rom-coms, a lot of dramas and stuff, and I know how these things go. How what feels natural and what not. This didn't feel natural at all. I was very disappointed with the ending, I'll be honest. Like, even up until the previous episode, it was okay. They were rushing stuff and everything, it was okay. But I just don't like the way fact that they ended it with barely any conversation between Akane and Saito. In the big end of the previous episode, Saito was like, oh, is Akane that girl? Today's episode ending, Saito still has no clue. you know like, I was thinking they're going to go deeper into that. Nope, they just showed the scene and that's it. Nothing, no, like, a conversation between him and, like, her and Saito. And yeah, so even if you cannot do that, because I'm assuming the manga still hasn't got to that point, you could have done something that is solely just involves Saito and Akane, instead of just going through the Himari and Akane, like, conversations thing. Like I said, this would have been an okay episode if this wasn't the end. If there was episode 13 after this, and they did something solely for Akane and Saito there, I would have been happier. Like, it just feels weird to have, like, this conversation at the ending episode. Either way, yeah, I have a lot of, like, grievances about this particular episode. But yeah, the good things about this episode is obviously, like, Akane and Himari had the conversation. They, at least instead of tiptoeing around the whole situation, they fixed it. Now, as both of them knows that both of them like Saito, I guess. Like, both of them knew, I guess, from the very beginning, in a weird way. Like, they felt that, oh, the other person probably likes him. Never really had a conversation about it. At least they did that now. So, they can stop just beating around the bush now. These two at least. Akane will still probably be her tsundere self. Like, that's literally in her personality. But, she will at least be a lot more proactive, I guess, from here. That's the good thing that came out of this. But like I said, this is not an episode for the final episode of the season. Um, you know. Wait, you know what? Let me just check. This is the final episode, right? Like, I'm just, like, doubting myself at this point, because this really doesn't feel like the ending. It probably is, because even the title was literally the name of the show. Yeah, it's ended. This is episode 12. This is the final episode. So that's why I'm saying it just felt like they could have done this any other time, not in the final episode. Like, it just feels weird and unrewarding, I guess you could say. Uh, because we're here to see the relationship between Saito and Akane. We're not here to see two friends who are beating around the bush to patch things up. At least for the ending episode. It's good that they showed this, that they could have done this, I don't know, one episode ago, or maybe made 13 episodes so that the 13th episode could just solely focus on Saito and Akane's relationship. Nope. Right. Anyways, I'm not going to go to the scene by scene discussion, because I feel like I've just talked about most of the stuff that was bothering me today. But yeah, like I said, Himari, if you see it just normally, if you try to understand the situation, everyone will probably hate Himari. But like I said, just put on her shoes and just think about it. I can understand Himari's perspective. I can understand Akane's perspective as well. None of them are really at fault here. So, it's just an unfortunate situation, because like I said, Himari didn't try her all, because she didn't want to unfairly take Saito away, because she realized that Akane liked him. That's why, as a friend, as a best friend, she didn't want to get that unfair advantage. But then she ends up realizing that, wait a minute, I was just waiting so that I don't get an unfair advantage. And Akane literally just took it, just got married to him within that time. That's unfair. That's probably how she felt. Yeah. And at the same time, you cannot blame Akane either, because Akane had no clue that Himari liked him. you know. So and obviously this whole marriage was forced upon them at the very beginning, so she wasn't really at fault at all, in this situation. It's not as if she decided to get married to him and just took him away from him. No, it was her, it was his family. Same with Saito as well. So it's nobody's really at fault here. It's just, yeah, like I can understand it from Himari's situation, from Himari's perspective. I can understand she probably felt betrayed by Akane, even though Akane had no clue what was going on. You know. So yeah, I feel like everything could have been just avoided if they had a conversation with each other from the very beginning. But yeah, that's a problem. So that's basically Himari. So Himari might seem bad, but if you think about it from her situation, you cannot really blame her. She probably felt betrayed by Akane because she was waiting for Akane to realize, but then she ended up realizing that Akane just got married to him while I was not really doing anything because of Akane. The person who I was doing this for literally ended up taking advantage of it. That's probably how she felt. Yeah, even though that wasn't really Akane's fault. And so yeah, so that was Himari's situation. But at the same time, like I said, that whole section with him kissing Saito, that felt extremely forced. The whole section with them suddenly snapping a picture felt extremely forced. It was just like drama for the sake of it. They just threw in few stuff just so that they can make a situation out of it, and that's how they did it. So they could have done the drama in a more natural way. I don't know, but obviously to do that you need more budget and a better, you know, like a schedule, I guess, to properly make a show in a well-fleshed way. Um, yeah. Anyways, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's just feels weird. And there you go. That is it. That is all that happened today. Akane and Himari had a conversation. In the end, they talked to each other, tell everything about the situation. Akane at least admitted to Himari that she liked Saito, and there you go. Now they're better friends. They don't have to beat around the bush anymore amongst each other, obviously. And yeah, now Himari is trying to get Saito. Akane is trying to get obviously Saito, but Akane is her Sundra self. She says just, I don't know, just fed up with the situation. I guess I don't know what she feels about it. While Maho's just being Maho, I guess, you know, right? And yeah, and that's how it ended. Okay. Now I do wonder why Saito forgot about that, because Saito has a great memory. So why did she forget particularly about meeting Akane, even though Akane remember? I guess it makes sense because for Akane that meeting was a very significant part. She liked Saito from the very beginning, so it was such a significant thing, made like a mark on her memory. So she never forgot about it. For Saito, I guess even if he's extremely intelligent and he can remember almost everything, this was still when he was a kid. So I guess he probably just forgot about who the person was, and he recently remembered it. You know. So yeah, but I guess that's why Akane was like was sad about the fact that he didn't remember her. Yeah, it's just I don't know. Yeah, it's just yeah, I just don't know like what to say about it. But at least we got to see the past a little bit. We got to see the fact that Akane actually wanted to talk to Saito, and she was like, oh, like Hojo-kun, and he was like, who are you again? Yep, and that's just yeah, she just got like disappointed like that. Anyways, right, and there you go. That was today's episode and ending of this show. Again, I wasn't satisfied with the ending, but let me know what you think about it. So thanks for watching. This was my reaction to episode number 12. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed, comment down below. Anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know, I'll check them out. That is it, and thank you for watching. I'll see you guys in the next other new animes that will be replacing this. I've already made a video on it. I'll also put a community post later on which new shows I'll be reacting to. So yeah, I'll see you guys with the next new batch of animes in spring 2025. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.